Well, they finally let her talk.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Married to Medicine. This is season 5. This is the reunion. This is part 2. And this is turning out to be one of the best reunions on any of the reality shows that I've been reviewing. Part 2 was as good as part 1. And I think part 3 is going to bring it right on home. But anyway, like I was saying, they finally gave her a chance to talk. And the hers that I'm talking about are Simone, Quad, and Heavenly. If you ever notice in this show, there's 2 people who have a real bad habit of cutting people off and then forcing their view of what it is down people's throat. And that's Mariah and Toya. Mariah and Toya, they have this way. They're not going to let those 3 women, they never get the chance to fully explain what their point is on whatever the situation is. Toya and Mariah they're always doing it. They cut you off and they force feed you their version of how things are supposed to be. It started right off with Simone. Simone led out into the problems that her and Cecil were having. Simone could not get off her chest what it was that she was trying to say because Toya immediately started combating what Simone was saying. Man, I'm trying to tell you that I filed for divorce and you trying to tell me why I'm wrong. And I understand it wholeheartedly because I have a person who I talk to quite regularly that has a bad habit of doing that to me. And I have to cut them off and say, would you shut the fuck up? Would you shut the fuck up? I'm not asking you what you think. Literally will ask you a question and then get to telling you as you're trying to answer. Not even letting you finish your answer, telling you where you wrong. How do you have a conversation by your goddamn self? That is the aggravatingest shit in the world. But I notice it all the time. And Mariah and Quad are not friends. I don't even know why Mariah thinks that she should be interjecting her bullshit into anything that Quad's talking about her personal stuff. Shut the fuck up, Mariah. Nobody cares what you think, bitch. We're not friends, bitch. But I ain't even got over there yet. Anyway, but Toya was doing it, and she was doing it so bad to the point that Jackie got up and came and sat in between Simone and Toya so that Simone could get all of her points out. And for a change, she got the chance to get all of her points out. And they ended up basically really telling, like, Heavenly was like, she don't need you judging her right now, Toya. She needs your support. She doesn't need you judging her. I was like, thank God. Thank God somebody finally got it. Somebody got it, because then it gets loud and then Andy shuts it down. And then here we are another season later, still arguing about some of the same shit because it never got discussed last season. Anyway, but they shut Toya basically out. And I don't think Toya was being malicious at all. So don't take it that way. Toya wasn't being malicious. Toya loves Simone. She does. She wasn't being malicious, but she's so steadfast into what she believes. And you'll see that later on in the program. The same thing happened to Eugene. Eugene and Toya are some judgmental motherfuckers. They are. They're judgmental and they think they know everything about everything. But tonight was their night for everybody to let them know, shut the fuck up. I don't know what's going on. Just shut up. But anyway, all the ladies were actually one at one point. And I think once the other lady said, Toya, shut the hell up, she got it. Like, let her get it out. And she said, I'm not screaming and yelling at you. I'm yelling because I'm frustrated because I'm trying to express myself. And she's like, I know. They were all crying, child. But they were all one. Mariah wasn't out there. Again, proof positive that this show does not need Mariah Huck on the screen whatsoever. We couldn't get a real live television moment until Mariah Huck was off the stage and resting backstage with her and all her bullshit and her fucking husband with his henpecked ass. They were gone and we had a whole reality moment, a real reality moment on Bravo with the ladies of Married to Medicine. No Mariah Huck. Andy, bitch, I hope you're paying attention. She's useless. There's no place for her in the show. The show don't need her. Doesn't need her. Anyway, and when Simone said, I'm married for love, and that's the only reason why I'm going to stay married. I ain't staying married because it look good on Bravo. I ain't staying married because Andy think it look good, or y'all think it look good, or the kids think it look good. I ain't staying married unless I'm happy. Hello. I said, here we go again. Just in the first 15 minutes of the program, my whole face was wet because they just had a whole nother time, and this is not the first time it's happened. It's happened multiple times, where Married to Medicine has shit on the reality TV game and gave you real reality. Boom, smash right in your face. And every time it happens, Mariah ain't even in the scene. Pay attention, Bravo, Andy. No Mariah. Good times. Relevant shit when there's no Mariah. But anyway, moving on. Andy went backstage when he was getting ready to break to go talk to the guys. He goes backstage and he talks to Aiden and Mariah. They're both back there. Just ridiculous. She's back there making threats about, if it don't go my way, I'm going to walk off. She's just full of shit. She's still carrying on. You see that there was a real moment out there and you weren't involved. She's a little swole about that. And then she goes and Andy's like, well, just get yourself together. Then come on out. He kissed her ass. Get yourself together. Come on out. She told Aiden, then she started ordering Aiden around because he ain't never little bitch. Get on down there and make sure they don't cut you out. Make sure they don't exclude you. Get on down there. I said, listen to him. Oh, whipping dog boy. Get your ass on down there and do what Mariah told you to do, clown. A mess. And they went down there and they didn't even talk to Aiden. Talk to him about what? Aiden is useless. He's just like Mariah on the show. There's no need for him. They could send Lucy. Lucy got a bigger presence on the show than Aiden and Mariah. That Shoot Lucy, honey. She the girl we love to hate. Oh, Shoot Lucy's ass. But Mariah could just stay on home and iron Lucy's clothes. Anyway, so Andy goes and talks to the guys. Tell me, why is it that I cringe now? I didn't never like him before. I never really cared for Curtis. Curtis was always my least favorite person on the show. But why do I cringe every time Curtis opens his mouth? And see, that's not my choice to make. That's on Jackie. If Jackie likes it, then I guess we got to love it. But I cringe every time he opens his mouth because my final feelings on Curtis, and this is the last time I'm going to say it this season, and I'm leaving it alone. I don't think he's sorry for what he did. I think he is very arrogant. He's just not very nice nor welcoming, nor is he I just don't see him as a good person. Fuck Moly Moly. Jackie, if you want him, I guess we got the deal. But if he don't come back, I wouldn't feel bad. If you need a man, Jackie, girl, hit me up. I'll find you somebody, bitch. Cause I'm all sick of Moly Moly. Something about him. Just fuck him. Anyway, moving on. Dr. Damon. Dr. Damon. Dr. Damon put it out there. He talked about Cecil's situation. So I'm not counting Cecil out. I look at it and Cecil still got his wedding ring on. And I said, okay. Okay. I mean, that's a valid point. It's a valid point. He said, I don't know about Simone, but Cecil still got his ring on. I said, okay. Then, now I did like this, okay? Because I told you that Eugene Grimace and Toya are one person. He's just as bitchy as Toya is. He's petty, 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 petty. Baby, but Curtis checked his ass on all that bitch assness. He checked his goddamn ass. I said, oh. And he told him, he said, you did make personal attacks. You could call it anything you want. You made personal attacks. He went into, he's doing that same thing. Now you're going to tell him all about biblically what you think and how you feel, and you was angry. Do you know how crazy it looks for one man to be saying to another man, I was angry because you cheated on your wife? If you don't mind your fucking business, mind your business, Grimace. Mind your business. It just looks so ridiculous. I was like, and like I said, he didn't want to hear that shit. He didn't care to hear it at all. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But he checked him. He definitely gut punched that goddamn Eugene and let him know, I didn't appreciate what you said and don't say the shit no more. Don't attack me anymore on camera. I said, ooh. Okay, so then Eugene got talking about he was upset because Toya said her freak number was a 10, and he let everybody know it's not. Bitch ain't really all that freaky. She's not at all. Her freak number, he said his freak number is like a 4 or 5, and hers is probably a 5. And Contessa's husband basically went on in there and let you know that his ass was bound. He's like, you got to go up to Rick James' tail sometime. I said, oh. He let you know, baby, he's all about it, sticking it, licking it, and doing whatever else he wants to do to it, honey. I said, okay, Contessa, come get your husband, bitch. All right. Okay. And then Dr. Damon, they got questions. They asked him about stuff that he said and about how he really felt about men versus women, and is there a double standard when it comes to cheating? And he said, I'm not going to go back on what I said because it sounds good for TV. Listen, I'm standing in my shit. If Heavenly cheats on me, I would leave. I love her, but I probably wouldn't stay. He repeated right out what he said. And he let them know again, I am still holding on to prayers for Cecil and Simone, period, point blank. And then he dropped the nugget. And when he said divorce is a win for the devil, I said, well, goddamn, you know what? That was a mouthful. Him and Simone, both of what they said, that was a mouthful. Divorce is a win for the devil, and it actually is, because you get married in the presence of God. It's literally, it's a bond and a binding that the Lord blesses and puts together. So when that bond separates, isn't that a win for the devil? I said, well, you know what? You have said a mouthful. I never really thought about it like that. I was like, wow. Okay, Dr. Damon. Now, you did that. You did that. That really does. I mean, when you really think about that, that's deep. Or maybe I'm late to the party. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, even like, I love love. I don't want to be sounding like rocks. That's rocks and shit. Rocky love. But I love to see heterosexual couples be in love and and get married and all that. I mean, come on. I made wedding gowns and stuff. I've dealt in weddings. I've always loved that. I've always loved weddings and wedding gowns and all of that. It was part of what my career was. I love all that. Always did. And now that times have changed and now there is where homosexual couples can actually be married, it just makes it even better all around. I love to see people be in love with each other. I'm a big fan. Now, I never seen me getting married. I'm not against it, but I just don't see it happening for me. But I love to live it vicariously through other people. I love to see people who are in love with each other. I love to see people who are couples who have enough sense to know that they have to still keep dating each other and they have to keep entertaining each other and surprising each other and celebrating each other. I love to see that. And again, it just, everybody's not meant to be married. Everybody's not meant to be joined together with somebody. And I think I am just one of those people. How I got here to that thought process, it was a long, grueling situation. And I don't know that I'll ever move past that. But in the meantime, I'm just like Rocky. I love love. I love to see people be in love. I think it's the greatest thing. I think it's really nice and it's really cool. And a wedding and a marriage, thumbs up. Good times. Good times. Nothing like actually seeing the excitement of finishing, and a lot of people will never experience this, but there's nothing like the excitement of putting the last touches onto someone's wedding gown and seeing them try it on for the last time. That is a moment, and it's a moment shared by the designer and that person. It's very personal. It's very it's a good moment between the bride and her dressmaker. And then when you see her actually walk down the aisle, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And I have done a wedding gown for, I've done wedding gowns for regular cisgender women, and I have actually done wedding gowns for a gay wedding as well. And same thing. It literally is the same thing. The feeling is the same when you see a cisgender woman go get married and when you see a drag or trans woman go down and get married. So it's special. It is, and I enjoy it. But I really got off it now. Okay, let me get down off my soapbox. But boom, boom, bam, and I'm back. Okay, on to this. So that was really, really deep. Loved it. Cool. Again, another good moment. Now we move on to I've said all I need to say about Mariah and our bullshit. She came back out and joined the cast. Whatever. Aiden is so far out of the loop. He didn't even realize anything was going on with Simone and Cecil because nobody deal with them. All like that. But we go into Quad and Gregory. Lord have mercy. Quad finally got to talk. She finally got to talk. They finally let the girl get the shit off her chest. She finally got to address the baby situation. Because people have, they're always with this baby. And she said, I still do want a baby. I want a little girl. Here's her name. I got her name all picked out. But this shit right here is all fucked up. And she finally got the chance to really tell you how fucked up it is. I said I knew there was more to it. It just was never getting the chance to get out of her mouth because she was going through dramatics. Yes, and I know y'all gonna fuss about that, but it's the truth. She's going through her dramatic shit that she goes through, and people are cutting them off and jumping in and commercial breaks and all this shit. But we finally got to get it. And we finally ended up seeing how big of an asshole that Dr. Gregory really can be. Dr. Gregory sat his fat ass over there and start price dropping again about her bracelet and her car and her this and her that. Well, really? So for all of you who always say she got with him to She got with him to make a come up and this, that, and the other and all of that. Okay. All right. All right. That's fine that you feel that way. But do you really believe that it's right that every time they get in the presence of other people, he start price dropping on her? What type of a come up is that? That ain't no kind of a come up that I would want. What power is there in the fact that some man has bought you everything, but then every time you get in a crowd of people, you got to kiss his ass or be made to look like less than because he bought it? What type of come up is that? So if you think that Quad only got with him to come up, then that means she's not really winning, is it? She ain't winning. Not if that's what she got with him for. But I see a lot of this getting up underneath him. Yes, you dropped $50,000 on her Land Rover, but we actually sat and watched her get rid of that motherfucker and buy her own car, didn't we? We see her got jobs to be able to support her own goddamn self, didn't we? So that shit, that ain't cute. That ain't cute. That ain't cool. And however it started off, it is what it is. However it was. Nobody deserves to be in no type of relationship with nobody. That price dropping thing, I can't do. That is nothing that a husband and wife should be doing. Not a boyfriend and girlfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Nobody who is together, who is gifting each other things back, not even family members. My family, I'm not one that's real quick to I'm funny about people giving stuff because I don't want that type of shit going on with me. Don't give me nothing if you're going to hold it over my head. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's horrible. That is horrible. Well, if you don't do this, then I'll take that. You can have the shit. Don't do. I'm not going to do nothing where I'm going to be withholding to you for the rest of my life. That's crazy. That's crazy. Nobody should do that in any type of formal relationship. Should be price dropping and throwing things in your face that they did for you. That's horrible. That is horrible. So we got to see that. He sat right up there and did it himself. It was ugly as hell. And did you all catch that Mariah loves to shut Quad up? She loves to shut her up and then try to inundate her with her version of what it should be. Well, you should be appreciative and this, that. And I'm wondering, why is she talking? They're not friends. Why are you talking? She couldn't shut up. I didn't understand it. I'm looking at the whole stage. Not one of those women were adding their 2 cents to the situation, which was Quad and Gregory, which they shouldn't have been. Nobody, not even Andy. It was a conversation back and forth between Quad and Gregory. Mariah, bitch, why are you talking? And then why is it that you can't shut up? You got diarrhea of the mouth, honey. Why can't you shut up? Her mouth was running like that macaroni and cheese that my friend Alexander Rogers made in Vegas. Hey, Alexander, how you doing, baby? Is you live? Anyway, I'm being silly. But she couldn't shut up. And then they finally shut her up. And Quad was able to get it all out. And it was killing Mariah. She was literally killing herself trying to side with Gregory. Period. And you couldn't even miss it. Mariah, shut up, girl. Pack up your furs, your diamonds, your bullshit, and your written on poster that was on your door, and take your ass back to Atlanta, bitch, because you ain't wanted here no more. Good evening. Anyway, last thing. We were still going into the Quad thing, and oh boy, didn't the bottom drop out. We didn't get all of it, but we got a piece of it. And we found out that Dr. Gregory has done something down the road of infidelity. And boy, everybody's face dropped. I said, we not all get ready to have to eat up all the shit we said about Quad, is we? I'll catch y'all next week. Something tells me this is going to be tasty, honey.